welcome to Off-Frame Games. My name is Chris, and we found a new game today. I felt it only natural. This game just came out on my birthday. Yes, thank you. So the game came out on my birthday. The game is called A Mortician's Tale. I am following the artist on Twitter, so I stumbled upon that there. But what really intrigued me about this game is just the nature of the game. Death is sad. Death is bad. Death is many, many things. But with all of that said, death is a natural occurrence. Now, I want to believe, and mind you, we are going into this blind. I want to believe that the Mortician's Tale is taking that and trying to make death less scary. Because by not fearing death, there is some semblance of it not being so scary. I'm sorry, it's hard to kind of explain that. But you know what? Let's just start the game, and we'll go from there. September 14th, 10:15 a.m. Let's just go ahead and click my little thing. Also, I have a beautiful looking character. Hello, Charlie. Nice to meet you. My name is Matthew, and I'm mainly going to be the man who delivers the bodies to you and helps with some of the more heavy lifting. Ever hear the joke about the hearse driver? I'll tell it to you when you come by in a bit. Looking forward to working together. I think you'll enjoy working here. Amy is a sweetheart, but she runs a tight ship. Nothing you can't handle. I'm sure she wouldn't have hired you otherwise. From Amy. Hello, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce our new funeral director, Charlotte. I believe, or Charlie, as she told me, as she likes to be referred to. I believe that's myself. Charlie is a recent graduate who came highly recommended and is eager to begin her career here with us at Rose and Daughter's Funeral Home. Please take the time to make Charlie feel at home within our little family. We'll have a nice catered lunch this afternoon so we can all get to know each other a little better. Instructions. Hello, Charlie. Well, you're new here, so it's probably best I explain where everything is. In your office preparation room, you'll find your cremation station, cremator station, embalming station, and obviously, since you're reading this email, your desk and computer area. I know you have experience working with these stations, but please let me know if you have any questions. I guess my subject line to you should start to think more professional. Now that we are business professionals, I can't wait to get your reply. So I can see your fancy new email signature. I love that you were able to land this gig straight after graduation. It's super cool. I didn't even know mom and pop funeral homes were a thing until now. I guess it's not something I really think about much now, is it? I should look more into this, learn more about your world and industry because, as I said, you are now a very serious professional. Speaking of being professional, my museum gig is amazing. I can't believe somebody paid me to move to London and not London, Ontario. Ontario? Yeah, Ontario. Serial killer capital of Canada. To work in a museum. Like, take that, everyone who said I couldn't get a job in art with an art history degree. I'll tell you more about it when we Skype. My stories require you to see my face and that you hear my excellent British accent impersonation. Also, I signed you up for a funeral monthly newsletter. Consider it your graduation gift. I love you. I'm super proud of you. Thank you much. We'll read the task in a second from this. Thank you for subscribing. Each month we bring you a new newsletter featuring a topic pertaining to the death industry. This month is all about the good etiquette for attending a funeral. I really can't believe we have to write this one out, but since we've said it, we'll answer your most popular questions. Here we are, because this is definitely one of the most popular questions. Funerals are a hard time, and we understand that, but here we have some quick and easy rules to remember for being respectful at a funeral. Generally, following the guidelines of don't be a jerk should work. Also, don't be a jerk is generally a guideline you should follow in life. Number 1, don't not use your cell phone. We understand you're busy, but this is a time and place to disengage. If you have to be on your cell phone, don't do it inside the funeral home. you will look like a dick. Number 2, don't be loud and obnoxious. You can share happy stories, but other people are also grieving and working through their own healing process. Being quiet gives other people space they might need. Number 3, don't get drunk. This is a very informative newsletter, thank you. Everyone can deal with their feelings in his or her own way. Just remember to be respectful when with the grieving family and friends. Number 4, happily reminisce. Sometimes remembering happy moments and a positive experience with the deceased can be a very productive part of a healing process. Number 5, give condolences. It's not easy knowing what to say to someone, but even a simple, "I'm thinking of you," can go a long way. Number 6, dress appropriately. What this looks like will change based on the customs of the deceased and their culture, but always dress in a way that shows respect to the deceased and their grieving family. Halter tops, not so good. Number 8, give a gift or sign the registration book. This can be a flower or a nice card, but it's the thought that counts here. Sometimes it can be even just cooking dinner for the grieving family. Anything that shows you care and want to help them through their healing process. That is what matters here. Be kind, be helpful, don't be a dick. Remember, do not be the dick. Now finally, our task. Let's see, I will respond to that in a second. Hello Charlie, hope you settled in okay so far. Matthew should have dropped off your first body for you to work on. He said you were really friendly and he's glad to have someone young and lively to work with. You'll get used to his sense of humor. Your first body is Mrs. Garcia, an elderly woman who died suddenly of a heart attack. The family has asked for a closed casket funeral, so no embalming or body preparation is necessary. The family seems to be a little more united than previous families we dealt with. Strange how grief affects people differently. Perhaps having more time to say goodbye makes things a bit easier, if that's possible. That being said, although you are not embalming Miss Garcia, I do not think it's important to take time to clean her. I do think it is important to take time to clean her body. No one is going to see her body, but I like to encourage my funeral directors to do this out of respect for the deceased and their loved ones. You'll find Miss Garcia in the prep room. Talk soon. Dear Mia, of course, we will happily oblige your request for no embalming and for a closed casket. I'll ensure the funeral director. Oh, okay. Dear Amy, we're happy to be with Rose and daughters for my mother's funeral. We understand that there are usually procedures that must be followed in these situations, but if you would kindly not embalm my mother, that would be greatly appreciated. And we will proceed with a closed casket for the service. I just know, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Got it. So first, let's go into Mrs. Garcia here. Hello, Mrs. Garcia. I'm sure you had a nice, long, and lovely life. This is the prep room, where you prepare bodies for burials and viewing. Because the family has requested a closed casket ceremony with no embalming, you are just going to clean the body. Click on the sponge, and clean the body. Clean the sponge. Now, as far as simulation goes, this is obviously par for the course. Now, that's good. That's it, you're done. Mrs. Garcia will be sent to Mike, who will take care of dressing and putting her in the casket. It's time to go to Mrs. Garcia's funeral. You are responsible for taking care of the deceased body, but it is also important to pay your respects to their loved ones. Yes. Okay. Now this is actually one of the reasons why I decided to pick this game up and put it on this channel. Now, death is bad. At no point in time should it ever be claimed that death of anybody is a good thing. If you hate them, if you love them, at the end of the day, death is not something that you want to wish upon anybody. But very rarely do games actually portray death of anything other than the worst case scenario. And don't get me wrong, it's bad. It's very bad. But it's gonna happen to everybody. And sometimes it's not somebody close to us that's dying. It's somebody close to somebody we know. Somebody we care about. let's go ahead and go to our first funeral. I don't know if I should be keeping our the body right this close. So first, let us not eat food because I can't click on that. Let's give a quick look to Mrs. Garcia. Pay our respects. There you go. Always pay your respects. Talk to Mike, I believe. We usually don't small talk a lot at these things. At least that's what I was always taught. Okay. Just gonna hear and give my condolences. She would have hated these paintings. She was so particular. At least she doesn't have to see them, right? I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I hate wearing pantyhose. My legs are so itchy, but it's always so cold at these funeral homes. I think I might actually miss those sweaters she used to knit for me now. What up, little buddy? How you doing? Mom, I'm hungry. Can we go? No, shut up, little kid. Yeah, I heard the family specialty specifically said no embalming. I thought it was mandatory, like required by law, but I guess not. Embalming weirds me out. Do those chemicals leach into the ground? Seems strange to be building a chemical that is known to cause cancer in the ground like that. Or into the sewers? That's what they must do with the leftover formaldehyde, right? Let's just pour it down the drain? No? Maybe? Probably not. Cool. I paid my respects. I made a little small talk. Or just be around people, should I say. And then I'm just gonna go right away. Because that's what happens sometimes. That would have been, yeah. Okay. I'll clean up my desk. And I'm gonna check one thing real quick. Yes. I'm coming. Stop fucking answering. Okay. Yeah, this is just their thing. Funeral monthly. Okay. Different culture. We all know everyone wants to be respectful at funerals. Don't talk too loudly, be kind, smile, and refrain from making inappropriate jokes, at least around the grieving family. Hey, look, sometimes someone do need a little bit of a pick-me-up during such hard times, but we're not one to judge, and we will not be the ones to do it. And a big part of knowing that is what to wear. Roman Catholic funerals tend to lean more toward the formal black attire rule, and it works for us. Did you know that this goes back to the days of the Roman Empire, where people would wear black as a symbol of mourning? Black isn't universally the symbol of mourning, though, and if you're attending a funeral that is from a culture that is not your own, it's important to understand this. Many colors have different meanings, and despite your best intention, the wrong choice could mean accidental offense. For example, in Hinduism and Chinese cultures, white is the typical color for funerals. For Islam, though, it's less about the color you're wearing and more about how modest you are dressed. Refrain from wearing elaborate jewelry and be respectful of your behavior. For Sikh funerals, color of the clothing isn't as important as dressing modestly and being able to appropriately sit crossed legs. That's the hard part. The crossed legs are the hard part, okay? Actually, being respectful is just the number one rule for any funeral. No matter what, really, remember that, and please don't hesitate to ask what is and isn't appropriate to wear. If you are attending to support a friend, family member, or partner, this day is not about you. So be sure to do whatever you can to be respectful and supportive as possible. Even if that means not wearing what you're used to wearing at a funeral, or even if it just means asking how you can appropriately show your respects. So this is going to be a lot of reading, which is fine, and we'll eventually get into the point of being more, I guess, systematic of like what we're going to be doing in the embalming fluid and as a mortician. But overall, it's leaning towards good. Remember, all this information is real information, and this is information you should use, provided you go to a funeral. Which, as much as I would say, I hope you never have to go to a funeral. I hope it's just never. It will happen. I've been to a fair bit of funerals in my time, and I will probably end up going to more. And that is just the nature of things. But for now, let's continue reading this and end today's episode with what we're going to be doing with today. Hey there, Charlie. I was driving around the other day, taking our clients to the last trips around town. I was thinking, strange, I know. Did I ever tell you the first time I went to a funeral? I was a teenager, about to start university, and a friend of mine was killed in a car accident, totally out of the blue. Really tragic stuff, messed me and my friends up real good. But, okay, so the big day, we all go in our best suits and dress and packed ourselves into a few cars. There were a lot of us, so we had to get 3 different cars full of us. Like clown cars, you know? Well, we're in the process of going to the cemetery. Somebody in our car got a phone call from their friend in a different car. Turns out some asshat driver who doesn't know to not get in the way of a procession, drove through the intersection and smashed right into our friend's car. Nobody was hurt, thank God, but can you imagine getting that call? Anyways, one of my friends in the same car as me, the one who got the phone call, hung up and started laughing. Just laughing her ass off in a way that makes you not really sure if she's crying or if they gone fully off the deep end. And she laughed, and then we all started giggling, like go figure, life is fucked up, you know. There's no moral, no point to the story, I guess. I just remembered that story and wanted to tell you, because we work with death all the time, and I still sometimes get caught off guard when what that actually means. Oh, and before you get any ideas, this has nothing to do with why I became a funeral director. The decision came totally later, and is nothing unremarkable. Nobody has to do it, or somebody has to do it, and I have a strong stomach, so why not? I'll see you in a bit. Okay. Hi, Amy. Please pass along our deepest thanks to you and your staff for the wonderful job you did on our mother's funeral. It was really lovely. Our family so rarely gets together. It was nice seeing everyone come out for such a beautiful service. My son never gets to see his family. Also, it was incredibly kind of you to let us bring our own food, getting to share home-cooked meals, sharing stories, being there together. It meant a lot, okay? So what I'm saying is, it was nice for everyone to be like that, together in that way, and I know how much of that is due to the work of your staff, especially your funeral director. Oh, I thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Let's start right here. Can I rant for a second? I'm so tired of hearing strangers, colleagues, anybody, male colleagues, get on my case for wearing a corset. I mean, I wear them under my brassiere and over a nice blouse, so it's not like I'm dressing inappropriately, even though dress code are sexist BS anyways, but I digress. And I hate how the misogyny gets veiled in faux concern. Jess, I'm so worried you're damaging your body. You know that corsets do to your livers, right? Look, corsets don't do shit to my liver. They're definitely not hurting me as much as your condensation is hurting my head. I'm sorry, I'm out of sorts. I'll send you another email in a little bit when I cooled off. Okay. Let me explain a little more details. A colleague and I were discussing the tight lacer's liver specimen that we're here at the museum. It's from a woman who died in 1907, and her liver was tapered inwards from what the doctor leading the autopsy believed to be a too tight lacing of her corset. It's fascinating because it's kind of a controversial topic. Tight lacing was super popular, and while people associate it with fainting or hysteria, it's actually been associated with visceroptis, which is when the organs fall to the lower part of the abdomen, which is super weird and unsettling, but it can also be the cause of being pregnant. So, whatever. Anyways, corsets probably mess up some bones, but likely didn't do this kind of internal organ damage, and I'm tired of the conversation about my wardrobe that also implies I don't know what I'm doing. These are kinds of things I specifically research, and yet I am treated like I know nothing about. I'm having such a wonderful day. Thank you. So yeah, on an off topic, I do enjoy corsets and older years, as mentioned here. Older times in corsets, it was considered a certain corsets, especially the metal ones that they had. They would actually kind of warp the body. So if you imagine a human body as a straight square. Yes, I know human bodies are not a straight square, but follow with me for a second. So imagine a straight square, and the metal corset over time would actually literally make a hourglass shape. But the problem was, if the bones were not aligned as such, it could theoretically and possibly, over time, kind of bend in ribs and kind of, as mentioned here, possibly move in some of your organs to the lower part of your abdomen. I honestly have not looked into it. I have no knowledge over the experience that I am sure the writers and Jennifer here has. All I am saying is that it is a belief and possibly a truth that stuff like that happened in the past. Now, that being said, most modern day corsets are only designed to look that way and not be as tight fitting. And when I say tight fitting, I'm talking like you needing to wear a size medium but are wearing a size super small to just squeeze into your pants. Okay. Hi, Charlie. Here's your instructions for the next body. You did a remarkable job on the first one. The family was very happy with you. No small speed, of course. Pleasing a grieving family isn't exactly the most comfortable of jobs. Your next job is a man named Duval. Mr. Duval. An elderly man, died of old age, nothing fancy, just a standard funeral with embalming. You can reach out to his daughter Lizzie Duval if you have any questions. She's handling her father's passing as well as can be expected. As always, don't hesitate to ask me for questions. Best, blah blah blah. P.S. Charlie dear, please remember to wear proper embalming gear. Formaldehyde is extremely dangerous. I know I don't need to tell you, but my maternal instincts are hard to ignore. I promise I won't mother you too much, but that being said, do it! Do it! So, we're gonna do this one. And this is the game. The game itself is going to be more exploring what it means to have died. Going through funerals and going through that. And I gotta be honest, it does need to be mentioned. It does need to be talked about. Because people don't talk about death. People don't want to think about death. Everybody is going to die. I myself am going to die. I myself have lived past my expiration dates and have nearly died 3 times outside of that. I'm not going to be here forever. But I'm okay with that. I may not like it when it's happening, and I'll go down fighting as much as I can, but I mean, it's gonna happen. Anyways, traditional burials typically require embalming, which preserves the body and prevents it from decomposing as quickly. Unless the family requests otherwise, all traditional burials will use embalming. Let's start cleaning the body. Click the sponge, clean the sponge, clean the body. Now, my only real worry about the future of this game is what's going to happen when we get to people who are not old. And it might be a bit hard to stomach, but we'll do what we need to. Okay, in order to break rigor mortis, you'll have to massage the body. Click and drag over your body to massage it. All right, just click and drag over the body. Yes. Oh, okay. The eyeballs deflate once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag an eye cap to each eye socket to give it a shape. Eye caps? Yee. Okay. To keep the eyes shut, you'll need to glue them. Click and drag the glue onto the eyes. Shut. The mouth sags and hollows once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag the cotton ball into the mouth to give it shape. To keep the mouth from opening, you'll need to suture it shut. Click and drag the needle over the thread over the jaws. Okay. Click and drag the lotion over the body to moisturize. This prevents the skin from drying out. Yes, both living and dead can use moisturizer. Embalming involves removing blood and replacing it with the preserved chemical, probably this. Click and drag the scalpel over the neck to make the incision. You're going to need a tube for draining the blood. Click the tube and drag it to the neck. Click the cannula, and drag it to the carotid artery. This is how you must preserve. This is how you'll get the preserving chemical to the bloodstream. This. There we go. Now you'll need to connect the embalming machine to the cannula. Grab some additional tubing and drag into the blah 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 blah. Okay. Grab the additional tubing and drag it to the cannula. There we go. Give them a more massage. There you go. Come on, Mr. Duval. You must have had a wonderful life. And at the end of the day, all I am here to do is make sure that you and your family can have the best day possible in such a horrible, horrible experience. And of course, that's what death is. Death is a shit experience for all parties involved, really. I'm just gonna keep massaging the body, making sure this goes. And then I will. Almost done. You'll need to drain the organs of any remaining fluids. Click on the trachor. What's the trachor? Ah, trachor. Okay. It feels weird because I know a little bit about how this process is done, but I mean, it's still jarring to actually be doing it, and not in a humorous way like you see in Surgeon Simulator. This, while simplified, is I'm pretty sure this is kind of what you do. Alright, you're done. Mike will take care of Mr. Duval's makeup as well as dressing and putting him into the casket. It's almost time to attend the funeral. Follow the arrows to head to the funeral parlor. I am wearing my awesome solid little black outfit. And first and foremost, let us go pay respects. Always gotta pay the respects. So I believe the sister would be her. So let's talk. He always wanted to take his grandkids to the park, play catch. He loved playing catch. He threw a mean curveball, that's for sure. So strange not seeing most people wearing white. Yeah. I think it's different from for different family members. I can't remember. I haven't gone to many traditional funerals, so mostly white, but like definitely not red. No matter what. She could be Chinese. Yeah, if we remember, we were reading up on the on the web, basically, on the newsletter, that white is a symbol of mourning for Asian and Buddhist. Yeah, we'll I know Asian for sure. We'll leave the other ones for later. But apparently red is a no-no for forever. Man, came out of nowhere. I mean, it always sort of does, doesn't it? Yeah, 1 minute you're laughing, having fun, and the next, poof, is just gone. Yeah, it's weird to think about it for too long. Like staring at the sun, I start to feel all fuzzy when I think about it. Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird how our bodies just stop being bodies. Yeah. I mean, that's it. And that will also end today's episode. A little bit longer than most episodes, but I had to get the tutorial section out of the way. So what we'll do is I will stand here, look at my pretty little avatar, and I want to thank you. This might not be a game. You're gonna have to stop blinking. You're gonna have to stop beeping. Shut up. Now, this game might in itself not be something everybody wants to see. Somebody everybody wants to play. That being said, it is definitely something that everybody should at least know about. Not the Mortician part, but the fact that death itself is an actuality. It's an eventuality. And one day, it's gonna happen. But that's okay. You don't have to fear death. You don't have to fear the Reaper. What you have to do is you have to enjoy life before death comes. Some people learn that a bit too late. But thank you for joining me here at Off-Frame Games. I hope you enjoy the content. I hope you enjoy the game. I hope you learned something. And if you have, and of course I don't mean to pry, if you have anything to share down below, leave a comment, and I'll get to it when I get to it. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next episode. Later.